He's alone in this house out there, far, far away. He sleeps with his eyes open. Well, I started like in music school when I was young. I've been in music school since I was 4 years old. I was like studying piano and then classical piano and then jazz piano. So I was in just the normal, you just went to the normal music school road kind of. And then, yeah, around maybe 20 or something, I started in Sieber and then that like pop scene. Then I started in that scene in Iceland. So before that I had just been, you know, playing Bach and like do what classical piano students do. But you know, after I started in Sieber, then I started like creating my own music, and yeah, it was just because I have so many musicians as friends, and it has always been the thing to do, I think. Like there was nothing else that came up to my mind to, you know, study or anything. So I went also to the Art Academy of Iceland, and then I studied composition, yeah, music composition. Yes, so I've been studying music my whole life. And now I'm playing. I'm like, I was thinking the other day if I wanted just to go to the university and study something normal. I don't know. That's the question. I can't decide what I want to study. I really want to. There's like a master program that's in. I don't know what it's called in English, but it's just writing. You're just writing, you know, stories, poems, whatever. And that's 2 years. That's not practical, but you know, I would love to do that. Just to study more Icelandic and write in Icelandic, and because all my lyrics are in English, and I want to like dig deeper into Icelandic and Icelandic, you know, text and lyrics. So, yes. Yeah, what I was playing on the tour was just 3 songs, like, and I'm not even sure if those songs are going to be on the album. But what I am doing at the moment, I'm working on a new album that hopefully comes out next year, and it's, you know, it's what I've been writing is you know, it's I don't know. I'm thinking if it will be maybe a little bit more heavy in a way, you know, I'm not going into the happy pop music direction. So yeah, it's hard to explain what you know, what kind of music I am doing, but I think it will be a little bit more heavy, but you know, still songs and all that, and you know, organs or piano and voice, and still storytelling and stuff. And I'm also focusing a lot on the lyrics, you know, not just write the music and then just write any lyrics to it. It's more, I want to do it more as poems and then add the music to it, so yeah, it's... I think I'll take what I liked from the last album and use that and like leave what I didn't like, because now after 2 years I can look at the album and it's old for me. It's like, it's a baby that's, you know, that
grown
you know,
up.
yeah, that has grown up, and some things of it I like, and some things, you know, it's just what I was thinking by then. And now I'm just, you know, now I have 2 years of experience of touring and playing and like what works live and all that. It's just like all mixed up in the mind, and I think that's gonna be the result for next album. It's just what you take in between albums, you know. So, and I think it could be different if I release it next year, or if, you know, if I can't release it next year and it will come the year later. I think it could be different from those 2 years. So it's just what you work on at the moment, and you never know what's going to come out. It's very weird. definitely. I don't get inspired by volcanoes or nature, but I still love the nature in Iceland, and you know, I love to live there, and it's amazing and all that. But musically, it's not the thing I'm writing about, or I don't, you know, I don't get particularly inspired by that. You know. Probably does, but it's not like, you know, and I have gone, you know, while recording, I've gone to a summer house just to get out of the city, which is not really a big city, but it's, you know, so it's good to be able to go somewhere just to like breathe in some calmness, you know. But I mean, yeah, people everywhere have some kind of nature, but you know, Iceland is, I don't know, maybe you haven't been there, but you know, if you're in Reykjavik, you see the capital, and then you see like the mountain and the sea, and you know, it's pretty nice to live in Reykjavik. You see the nature. You maybe drive 10 minutes, and then you're just in total, you know, just like no houses and anything. So I don't know, but it doesn't affect the music. But it's nice, and I don't want people to ruin the nature, you know. I think my favorite musician is Skúli Sverrisson. He's a bass player, and he has played with Blonde Redhead, and like he's made his solo albums. He's not young. He's like, I don't know how old is he, 40 something, you know. But he's a, yeah, he makes really good. It's just great composition. It's not vocal. It's not, you know, pop music. It's more just like floating around, like just, yeah. I think it's worth checking. You know, I don't know how much he doesn't really tour with his music, but it's a really, you know, it's really heartbreaking music. I'm doing it, as I said, I'm doing it a little bit differently now, because first when I made the first album, it was more I made the music, and then I was trying to find some lyrics over it, and you know, some lyrics I just don't like right now. After 2 years, as I said, I don't really want to hear them. I don't want to sing them, and if I have to sing them, I'm like, you know, because lyrics are something that you stand for, and if you make lyrics that you don't like, then how can you perform that? Like, because you're singing it. So now I'm like really focusing on doing lyrics that I really like, and for me it's more like I try to see it as a whole, like as a story maybe, or some kind of scene going on, or just trying to tell a little story or a little poem. You know, it starts there, and then something happens, and then in the end something, you know, it ends, or everyone dies or something. But I think I read poems myself to get inspired. Sometimes I just need one word to keep on. You know, if you're stuck with, like, you can't get over a sentence or something. So I have like a really many books of poems like in my studio, where I just like. Yeah, in a way. Both that and also that I was just not thinking what I was doing. Home and house is just a place, you know, where you are or where you live, where it's a place where something happened inside that, you know, place to be at. I mean, of course. I like when I see, like when I visualize my lyrics in my head, I see, you know, I see that house, and I see what's going on in the story, and I think that everyone probably has their own vision of how it looks like. So there's something that fascinates me about like a really big old ghost house or something with like many rooms and something that I would never dare to go into myself. And yeah, and I keep thinking and writing about things that I'm just very scared of myself, so it's kind of, yeah, I don't know why I would do that, but it's, you know, weird to write about something that you're like, oh, that I would never want to do this or see this or, you know. But that's like, yeah, that's what I like to do. Or that is what comes out. I can't write, you know, just can't write like a happy song where I'm like running with joy or something. It's like it always ends up being something, has something to do with like dreams or like surreal things, because it's not about really death, like dying, and that I'm really depressed when I'm writing the lyrics. It's more like imaginary, like adventures, you know, just some, it's all emotions and yeah, something that's just stuck in here. That there is like only one stage. Yeah, I really like how it's really intimate, and I think it's really nice to have like only one stage, and like it's a small festival, and I always like that. It's nice to, you know, the people are not like walking around. It's just you go to a show and then you leave when it's over, you know. And yeah, it's a nice place. It's a really nice house, and you know, people who are working here are really nice, and yeah, really, it's nice to come back. It's weird to come back. It's a long travel from Iceland, but yeah, we're like traveling on Friday, playing on Saturday, and traveling like the whole day, you know. But I think it's worth it, and I came back. Or this album. I'm gonna see them in October, Fleetwood. But maybe not my life, but it's a really nice album. One Sigurós, Ágætis byrjun, like the album that came out in '99, I think. That's really like, well, breakthrough. I'm just thinking of like breakthrough albums, and I really like Beach House, the album that they did before this one. I love all their albums, but Teen Dream is a really good album. And there's one artist that I really like right now. His name is Conor Moccasin, and he's from New Zealand. And he did this album Forever Dolphin Love that came out last year, and it's like was my favorite album of last year. Yeah, but you know, there are some albums that like, I don't know, you always find some new music, but there's, you know, there are always some albums or artists that you'll always like. Well, my next dream is just to release the next album and hopefully, you know, tour with that for a while. And then it's always nice to be home. I would like to do music for movies and, you know, just more music and write more. As I said, I really want to write more, both Icelandic and English and all that. So, you know, and maybe one day do something practical. Work in a shop or something. No, I'm doing it.